Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of What We Learned This Week, episode 56, folks.
It is.
56, we're back.
Are you like an old-timey radio announcer? Like,
welcome back, everybody. Hey, hello, my honey. Hello, my baby.
Dude, I really do miss that era of like Talksman.
Brought to you by Ovaltine.
Ovaltine.
Cocaine chewing gum. It'll get the ghosts out of your blood.
The ghost bloods. But yeah, welcome back, everybody, to the show. We are here full force. It's Jake, Drake, and Walker. Again.
Hola.
We're here to soothe your souls. It's been a fun week, guys.
It has,
we've been killing it. It's been a lot of fun. And I'm gonna just roll right in to our shameless plugs here. If you didn't watch it yet, our new skit has dropped on our YouTube page. So go check that out. A podcast is born.
It is.
It's like our first act. It's our
Beautiful
first real
baby, non-gender specific child.
Beautiful. It is our first ever acting skit
Yeah.
with you guys. So that was fun. That was an interesting one. I fucking loved filming that shit. That was
you get to see how actually tall I am.
Yeah. He cut him completely out of frame, and it worked perfectly. Actually.
I felt like the reverse neighbor from Home Improvement. You can only see everything below my face.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Go check that out on on our YouTube channel. Also, while you're on there, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button?
Do it.
You know what I mean? Just hit the little red button.
Just go ahead and do it.
Just hit it. It's real quick, real easy. Hit it, quit it. Done what I'm saying?
You never have to worry about it again.
Hit it. Don't stop quitting it.
Don't stop quitting it. Hit it and then share it with all your friends. I'm talking about our YouTube channel.
We back at college? What are we doing?
Run a train.
Yeah, run a train on our YouTube subscribe button, would you?
It's a communal effort.
That's the new tagline. Everybody go run a train on our YouTube subscribe button.
Christ.
Oh, I love it. That's the new tagline. It's
Good
done.
start.
Starting it.
Press, pass.
Press.
Pass. So go check that out. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it with everybody because we out here
Share with your
making
kids, share
content.
with your wife.
Yes.
Also, what else? Oh, Facebook page. Go check out the Facebook page. Like it on there. We are so close to our 1,000
Facebook's
on
been
there.
really taking off recently.
We have
Yeah.
over as of today, over 800 members on our Facebook page.
Are you one
Boom.
of them?
Are you
Change
800? Because if not, you better hop on the train now before we blow up, folks. No, I'm just kidding. But no, go check that out. Check out our Teespring website where you can get merch. It's in the link in the description below.
You can also get
You could get mugs with a mugs on it.
buy our shit.
Buy our shit. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/WWLTW podcast for all kinds of crazy, cool, exclusive content that you can't get anywhere else. You're going to get the what we watched this week. You're going to get invited to the private Facebook group. You're going to get merch if you high enough on a tier. You're going to get to pick a topic if you high enough on a tier. You could even, I dare say, get a shout out if you're cool enough. That's all I'm saying. You get a shout out on the show by these three. Come on. Who doesn't
Let us
want
know your
that?
birthday. We want to know your birthday.
Yeah, tell us your social security number. Tell us your mom's maiden name. I mean, no. Just tell us your birthday.
Current address of living.
What was the name of your first family pet?
But yeah, I think that's it. Oh, shameless plugs also. Go check out Johnny Wishbone on YouTube. Johnny Wishbone for all yo heavy equipment operator needs on the YouTube channel. He's been blowing up, man. One of his videos has 143 views on it. It's like a second video has 143 views on it already.
Damn.
Yeah. He's killing it.
Attaboy, Johnny.
Yeah, check out Thirst Homeless on the YouTubes. You know, Thirst.
Mr. Thirst.
He out here. He making content.
Stay thirsty.
He gonna have some real cool stuff coming out in the next couple months that we're super excited for. So check him out as well. And I think that's it. I'm done with my shameless plugs.
All
That's
right, well,
it.
Astro Designs.
Oh, yes.
Go visit astrodesigncompany.com. We want to build your website. Go talk to us. If you mention that you saw us on the podcast, we'll get you a little discount.
Get you a discount.
Just because I love you guys.
Because we do. We're here for you, folks. We're here for you.
That's fucking me up so much.
What? You got to look at
Yeah, I'm looking at this camera, but I need to look at that
We're
camera.
3 episodes.
Hi.
We're 3 episodes deep into using this new camera.
Well, that one has lights on it.
Yeah, I know. But look at how
here.
beautiful that one.
Yeah, but I'm like a
is.
fucking goldfish. I'm gonna look at the one with the lights on it.
Right. So just so you guys all know, we're now running on 2 cameras, and the only reason that we're still using the webcam is just in case, for God, whatever reason, the phone camera that we have hooked up just decides to shit out. At least now we still have some sort of content. So we're still trying to adjust because on our computer we can see what the webcam sees, and we can't see what the phone sees. So that's kind of fucking us up.
Well, we could just tape the webcam to the base of the stand.
Yeah.
We should just
We
tie a
could do
post-it
that.
note to the back of it that says,
Don't look at
me."
this.
Don't look at me! With an arrow pointing up.
Oh, God, I love it. Okay, so shameless plugs are done. Oh, my God, I almost forgot. We have new chairs.
Oh,
We do have new
and they're
chairs.
Fucking
I
amazing.
can't.
I know you can't see it very
My tailbone doesn't feel like it's getting
Listen,
compressed
just
all the time.
you know
now.
what? I'm not gonna try and show you on here. Go on our Instagram, go on our Facebook, go
Yeah.
check it out. We got really cool, wonderful
They're
new chairs.
aerodynamic.
They're aerodynamicities. So we could literally sit here for hours and make content for you
This
guys.
is what the
Yeah.
astronauts use in the space shuttles.
Yeah.
So
And don't get me wrong, we did sit here for hours before and make content for you guys, but not comfortably.
On wooden chairs.
Yes. So
my ass is now inverted.
yeah,
Because
I have an inverted butt.
this is my back and it just goes inward now.
No, it's literally like
I have a divot in the back of my ass.
I have an anti-butt.
Well, that's funny. Like for a long time, because I don't have an ass. I just have
me
never
neither,
had an
yeah.
ass.
I got a
So-
donk. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm thick.
got a
I'm
donk.
fucking thick.
I'm thick everywhere else.
Can I actually let me say actually no, you say yours, then I want to say a fun comment.
No,
about
it's
that.
just it's funny because like the getting negative ass because I used to joke all the time that it's just like I am -1 ass. It's just
yeah.
negative ass. So yeah, it just
So-
it worked.
I was
you know.
working at the bar one night and I was making some drinks for some ladies and the one lady there's another person that works there with me
Yeah.
that everybody always mistakes us for each other because we're both short, we both have beards. I don't know why. People just fucking mistake us for each other all the time. And so the one night I'm there, I don't know if I should say his name, so I'll just call him Jeff. One night that I'm there, these two ladies making a drink for him, and the one lady's like, "Hey, are you Jeff?" And I was like, "No." I knew what she said. I was like, "Nah, that's the other
sorry.
short bearded guy." And she goes, "Oh, okay." She's like, "My friend just told me to look out for the guy with the nice ass behind the bar." And I was like, "Thank you." Thanks. I was like, you know what? You're trying to hit on me, and I'm okay with it. I'm working, but I'm okay with it. That was cute. Thank you. So yeah, I got an ass. I'm thick with 4 C's. I'm thick.
Jesus.
Okay. But yeah, thank you everybody for that helped us buy these chairs. The Patreon members, the people that have bought our merchandise. Thank you to all of you because you literally saved our asses.
Thank you, Jake's ass, actually, for getting us so much praise.
What can I say? I'm just that thick that I get us all the praise. I think that's why people join the show.
Probably.
They can't see my ass, but they know.
They
They
know.
They look at my face and they go, "God damn it, that guy fucks." I love that saying so fucking much. All right. So we've got the shameless plugs out of the way. We've thanked everybody we need to thank.
Did you go through skills quick?
I'm going to go do the skills.
Yeah.
Skills.
All right, boys. Who's starting it off?
I will.
Oh, also, for this week, folks, we used Skillshare. And I think that's the new way we're doing skills now, folks. We're in 2020. We got to ramp up our game. So we're doing Skillshare is our new skill allowed program for us.
Yes.
Yeah. Should we post like a link in the description or something?
I think we should.
Yeah,
I think
we'll
we're
post something
gonna.
on
We're gonna post the link in the description of our YouTube and of our Buzzsprout and all that shit.
Go join them. They're
click
awesome.
that link. It's super affordable right now. I think we paid. I don't even remember what we paid for the year, but it was less. It was less than $100 easily for the whole year. So it's less than
easily.
$10 a
It's
month.
amazing. Yeah.
So yeah, go check them out. They have skills for everything on there. I mean,
Go learn yourself something.
creative writing, editing, tattoo. You can
Yeah.
learn how to draw tattoos, guys, on this website. And they go through a real simple guide. They give you homework that you can print out and do, or you don't even have to print it out. You can just do it there. Go check them out, Skillshare.com.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, cool. So who's starting it off?
Okay, so
do you
I'll
got?
start, and it's funny that you ended with that one.
With
so
what one? The tattoos?
yeah, with the tattoo thing. So that was one of the first videos that caught my eye right away. It's a basic run through and pre-prep for your tattooing area, and then the guy was practicing on some fake skin, and
Where do
so
you
it
get
was
fake skin at?
We actually have
yeah,
some.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Usually with like the starter kits and stuff, it's an interesting material because
Like plastic?
it will.
I
It's
guess?
yeah. It's like
I
a
don't
weird.
know.
It's a really soft, really flexible material,
Okay.
but it's porous. So like it holds ink when you.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's a good thing
like,
to practice.
It's
on.
like, have you ever had a pocket pussy? I've
No.
never had one.
So
but
it's like
it's that material.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like those
Gotcha.
fake butts that you see.
I have seen a fake
Okay,
butt.
it's like that almost.
I've seen
that
that they're
same
motorized
material.
now too, the fake butts, so they can like twerk on you.
Listen,
section?
there is
Oh.
one that I saw.
Well, sorry.
I know that this is your skill. I'll lead into it after the skills.
No,
are done.
you're good. You're good.
I'm gonna lead into it after
Let's
skills
talk
are
about
done.
butts,
Nope.
man.
Go into your skill. I'll discuss it afterwards, please.
So yeah, it was really interesting, and now I have a very good understanding of the pre-prep, the sanitation, everything else, because I think that since we have the material readily accessible now, I think I'm gonna continue playing around with it as just like a side piece kind of thing. Maybe see if I got some of my friends that'll do some mock classes, or maybe like a baby internship. Because
like for you to intern at?
Well, just
right.
to play around and get some
right.
get some.
I thought you
knowledge.
meant people to be a canvas for you.
I'll tattoo you, dude. That's cool. I just want to get some. I just want
You
to
get the
time.
skill. Yeah, you want to get the time.
I
want to
hone the the motions and basically it's just breaking down what specific needles do what and the right and like the right what's the term for it, the right muscle memory, the right pattern, right?
Sure. Just
right.
getting the practice in.
Yeah,
I get it.
exactly.
If you get really fucking good at it, I'll let you tattoo me.
Damn.
I have no tattoos.
Damn.
Yeah.
You get really good at it. We're getting company tattoos.
We're getting company.
I'm gonna get cat, and my belly button's gonna be the butthole.
Yeah, dude, that's
Nice.
what's up. Fucking nice. There's a guy that has that.
Well, there is, but it's really funny because they made fun of that. I don't know if you guys follow Pete Davidson.
Yeah, his new movie.
Yeah.
That's
amazing.
where
gonna
I
bring it up
saw it
today.
at was in the Pete Davidson movie.
That somebody actually had that.
I know.
It's like a super old picture.
I know.
But yeah, they do is I love your tattoos, man. This is my favorite. And it's just a cat butthole.
Nice. So
movie looks amazing.
what were your biggest takeaways on that one then?
My biggest takeaways is, there was a lot of things that I was extremely confused about. I think people don't really understand how intense sanitation is. You have to be so fucking meticulous when it comes to your sanitation and having your area that you're going to be tattooing someone in incredibly sterile, because there are so many different variables, especially with how you're tattooing as well. You can turn people's skin into mincemeat super quick, which just immediately turns into a bacteria sponge because it's all swollen and everything else. That, dude, you have one part of your armrest or your table or anything else not sanitized, you're now exposed to that bacteria.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because you don't really think of you see the puffing when you get a tattoo, your skin raises, because you're hitting it, you're puncturing it,
right.
Depending on how heavy the hand is as well as the artist has. But
right.
You are subjected to a lot of. You're basically stabbing yourself. It's hundreds of thousands of little punctures. So you're cutting your skin open in a sense. As brutal as that sounds.
That's what it is.
But
that's tattooing.
Yeah. But because you're forcing ink into your skin,
right.
so it's a pretty crazy process. And I didn't realize, because I knew sanitation was proper, you needed to do that because it's good to be sanitized when you're doing something as intensive as that. But I don't know. I never really truly understood just how fucking intense it could be.
Oh yeah,
or how intense it needs to be for things to be sterile.
Scoot that way a little bit, would you? With your mic and everything, that's what it is. Because you look.
I was a little bit too far forward.
I was like, why does he look? I couldn't put you in frame for some reason. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I was like, I'm looking at the
I'd
camera.
rather
How
be in
the fuck do
frame.
I put him in frame. No, that's fucking
That's
awesome.
really
though.
interesting.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I want you to get
It's
a
always
little
interested
baby
me.
apprenticeship.
Dude.
It's always really interested me about the tattooing stuff. I've always wanted to get one, but I'm so indecisive as to what I want that I just never ended up getting one.
And
Small somewhere you don't give a shit about, dude.
Yeah.
Well, unless you're me, then you go fucking huge on your back.
That's what I did.
I did on the first one.
And I can't. No, I'm not gonna. Nope, not gonna do that. That's a story for another time.
That's a Patreon exclusive content right there.
But yeah,
Pornhub exclusive.
it is. Pornhub.
Oh, we'll get into that.
But yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing, man. It is seriously interesting that it's usually the first tattoo is the hardest tattoo.
Yeah.
Because you can plan for months, and I'm a firm advocate in coming up with an idea. Setting that idea aside, unless you're impulsive, let's get a fucking tattoo because you need some chair therapy,
which is 4 of mine currently.
But that's good though, and they're not fucking. It's not your whole forearm in one sitting.
No.
It's just enough to get you through.
Yep.
It's okay.
I don't regret any of them. So
yeah, exactly. But yeah, with the pre-planned stuff, if you work out this whole piece with your artist, which you should always work with your artist, right?
Always
just
let them have some freedom because that's when you have the best stuff.
Absolutely, because now they have stake in it. It's not just looking at a picture, putting it on a stencil, and putting it on you. It's them actively involving themselves with those templates. Every piece that I have outside of this, well, no, even this we customize a little bit too. But everything that I've given to an artist, I've let them play around with, put their own personal tweak on it. Change just a little bit to where it's personalized. It's theirs.
Yep. I agree with that. Definitely let your artists just pick a good artist and work with them on it. Don't let them have a little creative freedom, because that's when there's like 2 of my tattoos. I had artist input on, and I thought it fucking made the tattoos exponentially better than I originally thought. So,
and that's important too, is a synergy with your artist. Like if you guys don't get along creatively,
don't
find another one.
Yeah, find a different one.
That's why I like to interview.
Yeah.
I don't go to someone unless obviously like the spur of the moment ones, but I don't go to someone for bigger pieces unless I sat down, had a beer with them, like actually like spent time with them. Luckily enough, my
guy,
primary
who I gotta get to.
Bowser.
I gotta get to him.
Fucking squared away, dude. Kurt, I miss you, dude. I miss you so much. But he's known the family for a super fucking long time,
right?
And like it just perfect, So luckily with that, and we hit it off right away, dude. Like our creative perspectives on things are right on there.
That's good.
So, how about for you, man? What was your skill this week?
Oh, so my skill was to learn how to develop databases. So I utilized Skillshare a little bit to learn, the basics of it, and then I went out and I built some shit, and now I have a way for me to build dashboards for customers for my business. So, which really increases the value of the websites that I build out for people.
Heck
that just probably changed my entire career. Right there.
What do you think was the most important aspect that your most important takeaway from it? Like, what was the biggest thing that you learned out of the biggest takeaway?
Biggest thing I learned was basically just like how the system works and how I can connect it to what I design on the front end.
So like, more of like.
So like I can build designs, right? Because a design is just like a canvas.
Yeah.
Like you build up your fucking, like say that you have like a sheet of paper and you draw on paper.
Yeah.
That's all the front end is.
Right.
But building the back end is like building a machine that works behind it that can connect stuff from your front end to the actual.
To be able to talk with the back side.
Basically,
of
and it's learning how that actually really interacts with each other really changes your perspective as to like how things work, and it kind of just like opened my eyes a bit as to how to move things forward. With
nice,
business.
I like it. So yeah, definitely check out Astro Design again. I'm gonna plug that again because this dude, like, he's been showing us. Every time we meet up, he shows us like new stuff that he's done, and yeah, it's like, I mean, the first stuff was good, and now it's just like exponentially better. It's really fucking cool.
It's interesting to do,
dude. I've never seen websites like the ones that you've created.
Really?
Yeah, you've had some fucking cool ideas.
I like to play outside the box a little bit. So
that's good.
If you guys notice my if you go to my homepage at astrodesigncompany.com, you'll notice that my background of the page actually scrolls like it's a sky rolling forward.
Yeah,
so
it's fucking sick.
It's really cool.
I really like it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to make.
Oh, yeah.
So
nice. So mine this week, I wanted to learn how to do just the basics of color grading for video and photography. Man, it is a science between color theory and everything like that. It is a science.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot. I mean, you have the basic stuff for most cinematic films nowadays. So like your one main thing that everyone in Hollywood is using nowadays, and I didn't notice this until they started showing me like examples of it. It's teal and orange are your 2 biggest colors that are used in almost every film nowadays.
Really?
Because supposedly it's able to separate the subject from the background better. So most backgrounds have like almost a teal hue to them. It's very subtle, but then most skin tones are overlaid with an orange hue. And it's because another big thing that I learned is that there's complementary colors in the color wheel, right? So teal and orange are both complementary to each other, so they look good with each other. They don't look unnatural with each other, but they also allow separation between the subject and the foreground and the background, especially.
Yeah.
So you'll notice that if like a character's moving, the background almost blurs to you on some stuff, especially action movies. Action movies are huge for it, like where that background kind of blurs behind it, and you don't pay too much attention to it. But if they throw somebody in the background that has that orange tint, you can still see like
it's a focal
it's
point.
A way to pull the subject into a frame, which is super crazy. And then I also learned a lot about the very subtle nuances in color. It's the same thing with music, where it causes an emotional reaction, and it forces you into an emotional reaction just from the color of that frame alone. So like they did an example where they did one shot. It was a girl looking at a merry-go-round, and it was the same exact shot all the way through, but with a change of color, it was able to change how the scene was perceived. So when they did a darker gray overlay, it showed it in more of a depressing light. When they showed it in yellow, it showed it as a happy moment. When they showed it in red, it showed it like she was looking disdainful. Like, it was super crazy, and it was just very, very subtle overtones that they were using in the tinting.
That's really interesting.
So, yeah, whenever you're watching movies or anything next time, pay attention to that. Like, if a scene starts to cause you to, like, get emotional, there's two things that are causing it. One of them's the music, obviously, and the other one is most likely going to be the coloring of that frame. So see if you can pick it out. See if you notice, or if there's any movies that you know where you've picked that up on, leave a comment and let me know which it is.
I'm gonna have to pay attention to that more.
Yeah.
Because I watch movies all the time and I don't really pay attention to the colors.
Yeah, no, but it's like it's literally subliminal messaging. I mean, it's them sending you the message of, hey, this is what this scene is supposed to be perceived as. So that was really interesting to learn.
Yeah, that's seriously cool because like a lot of, especially with like the what we watch this week stuff, like a lot of me watching a movie for the first time is, I mean, if it's a good story, it's captivating, obviously locked in there. But if it's kind of like a slow moving, like I'm not as interested, I'll look for smaller detail stuff.
Yep.
So like if they make references or like in the background, you know, or like convoluity. I love finding convoluity issues. Like if I can spot it on
where
my
there's
first
like an
watch
extra
through,
that is not proper,
or like the fight scenes, or like
where they're just standing in the background looking like they're fighting, but they're not fighting anyone. Yep.
And like the like wardrobe too. Like I love when there's like a blood stain on someone in one frame, and then the next frame it's not there, and then the back to the close cut and there's blood stain.
I just found one of those the other day. We were watching the second Star Wars prequel, Attack of the Clones, and do you guys remember when Natalie Portman's on top of that pillar and she gets scratched by that monster?
It's gone.
She was wearing a
Completely
t-shirt,
gone.
and then all of a sudden she was wearing a crop top with no scar.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's you know, I love finding little nuances that slip through the post process, you know, and but yeah, like that adding to more shit to pay attention to, like seeing if I can really pinpoint on those, like when they're adding or like creating this scene of like focal point here, backdrop, or like even in horror movies, I wonder if that has a big play in horror movies as well.
100%.
To create
100%.
that focal point. You know?
They're always going to be like a darker background, and you're going to usually have, well, it depends on the type of scene too, but I don't remember what color they said they use to create
fear,
suspense,
and fear.
Probably red and black, right?
Well, I know
red's danger.
Red primarily is they use that for I believe, well, at least from what I saw in the examples, was more of a anger tone to it rather than like a suspense tone.
Right.
They may even just use the blue and orange, honestly, because it just works so well.
Just
I mean,
to
a lot of
create
action
that
movies use the blue
separation.
and orange,
Because that's some of the best horror that I've found so far. At least how things have progressed, you know, as we've grown up.
Yeah.
You know, the way that horror in its core as a genre has changed drastically on how they get that suspense and how they get those scare tactics.
Gray would probably be a big one for horror.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Because especially like when you have
Lighting.
stuff in the background, when you're able to bring, and obviously it's not just color that creates these scenes, but you know, stuff like what was that movie, The Woman in Black?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So they did it really well where in the background, if she was to be in frame and you were to kind of subtly notice it, they would be a gray overtone of her skin or whatever it was. And I think it was Woman in Black that they did it in. Where
Daniel Radcliffe, right?
Yeah, where she's like outlined. So the other crazy thing is the difference in blacks that there is and whites. So there's different variants of the blacks and whites to keep a depth. So you can actually cut a character out in a black background. You can cut a character out that's supposed to be like Woman in Black. That's supposed to be that's supposed to be like, you know, a black robe, but it's a different shading or different lighting that they're able to pull that subject out of what would usually. So like when you wear black and we're here or whatever, like I mean on the webcam, the black it doesn't like, the camera doesn't like black.
Yeah,
it doesn't like a black background with a non-complementary, you know, and stuff like that. So the fact that they're able to do that is really cool.
I mean, that scene when
just
they're in the hallway,
because
all you get is almost like the silhouette that's still highlighted, so you can make out in the darkness what it is, at least a little bit.
Right.
And then bang, now all of those colors transition to lighter hues as she's flying past light.
It's fucked.
And now she's in your shit. And
I love watching
second.
that kind of stuff, how they create some of these scenes.
It's funny how we're talking about this, but we're all wearing a gradient.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're all in gradients of black or white.
Black.
It'll
white.
always end
black,
black
gray,
with
white.
me.
There we are. We're literally the 3 gradients right there. So yeah, no. Should we roll into? Let's go roll into skills for this week for you guys. How about let's do that?
Skills this week?
Skills this week. What do you guys got for Skillshare skills this week, folks?
That is a good question. I think I'm going to continue down the tattoo stuff. I want to see if I can find more
Specific.
Yeah,
technique?
I want to see if I can find like a beginner's course, like just basic
sketching
hand. Yeah, well, like sketching something I'm going to have to work on externally because I am in no way, shape, or form an artist.
Yeah,
I don't.
same.
I can't draw.
Same.
My calligraphy is garbage. Like I would really have to put in the time to hone that skill. To be able to freehand stuff and everything else, like stencil work, cool. I'm really good at coloring, but that's about the staple of my fucking my skill set for that. But that coupled with like an attention to detail kind of thing, like I'm very meticulous, dude. Like it almost turns into like a fucking bifocal scenario. Like when we were tattooing here, like I was so like white noise. It's just
you were zoned in.
everything else, and as I'm hurting myself,
Yeah.
There's a little masochism there, but
You want to know what my favorite coloring book is of all time? The Stormtrooper coloring book.
oh my god,
Because it's just
all
black
just
and white.
white.
You don't do anything. You just basically like, what the
Wow,
fuck?
look at the one I drew on this one.
You color the laser beams and that's
Yeah.
it.
that's fucking
Sick,
awesome.
dude. All right.
But yeah, I wanna really zero in on
So
on
less of
specific skills.
the hey, this is how you set up your workspace.
Yeah.
And more of the this is how we actually begin.
I want to have a full grasp and understanding of whatever, because the dude that I found, I still have to figure out a bunch of little details about actual Skillshare and like the accessory tools that you can use for
I'll
that.
show you that.
But I found a dude that is really good. He's really
Nice.
fucking
And you
good.
can follow him, and he'll have more content and stuff too.
Yeah.
So you can always watch more of his stuff.
Nice.
Nice. I like it. Sweet.
Dope.
What do you got for this week, man?
All right, so
Skillshare.
so my computer recently died,
Yes.
my old one. So finally got a new one that actually can do some shit.
It's a
so
beauty.
this week I'm gonna learn some animation stuff for
Ooh.
going back to my business shit. I'm just gonna keep doing business shit for right now.
Yeah,
'cause
for
I
sure.
gotta focus on that.
That's what we're all about here.
So I am gonna do. I'm gonna learn Adobe After Effects this week.
Ooh.
So
Nice.
work on really honing in the professional animation stuff, so that way I can build like animated components for my sites.
I like it.
So
That'd be fucking dope, dude.
yeah,
Nice.
I have a basic grasp of it, but it's very, very complicated.
Oh yeah.
So
I can only imagine.
yeah.
Nice.
So that's my skill.
I think I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go on to creative writing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I want to kind of get back into that. With working with scripts and stuff like that, it definitely helps to not only just to relearn how to set up templates and stuff, but more of just to tap back into the creative side of it. Coming up with your topic and then planning or then expanding on it and everything like that. So yeah, creative writing. That's a big one that I want to get. I want to learn again.
For sure.
So
Because that was I'd seen on Skillshare that there were a bunch of like
there's
how
a
to get the creative
fuckload.
juices flowing.
yeah, there's a
and like
fuckload of ones
tons
for
of shit
creative writing.
like that.
Whiskey.
Whiskey and marijuana
Lock yourself in a dark room
with
isolation.
LSD. With LSD.
I'm gonna go get a bottle of whiskey and I'm just gonna relabel it Creative Juices.
Creative juice. I like it. So, all right. Nice. So, we got our skills for Skillshare this week. Also, don't forget to check out Skillshare, Skillshare.com. It'll be a link in the description below.
Not sponsored, but hopefully.
Not sponsored yet. All right. Cool. So, what did we learn this week, folks? What did we learn?
Yeah.
So I learned about a super cool thing called Venta Black.
Vanta Black?
Vanta Black.
Yeah.
Is it Vanta or Venta?
I think it's Vanta.
Vanta.
The
Vanta
blackest,
Black.
You're talking about the blackest
The
black.
blackest black.
Yeah.
That traps 99.69% light.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's
like
I'm
It's like a black hole.
talking about it isn't going to do it justice. If you have the time to look it up on Google and look at the differences between like a matte black or like the darkest black you can think of if you know the title for it in paint or like gradient wise, and look up
Vanta Black.
that black.
Yeah.
Because
it's like staring into the soul of Satan.
well, you do two coats. You do two coats of that same paint, and that's what creates that it's like a double layer of catch. It's crazy, dude.
What would you paint that color?
I I'd love to paint a car that color. That would be dope.
That would be
You have not yet
weird.
unlocked this
right?
vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what I was thinking.
That would be fucking weird.
Could you imagine
Being
my
out
car,
in daylight,
dude?
and it's just like it
Nothing.
literally looks like a shadow of a vehicle.
That would be
Yeah.
so weird. I don't know if I would like that.
Or like the kayak, bro.
Can you imagine if we painted the kayaks?
You
that
can
black?
purchase it. So
You know how
I did
fucking
research,
hot that would have to be.
dude.
That would be so hot, though, wouldn't it?
But
I mean,
I
it
don't
traps
think-
the light, but
I don't think it would retain the heat though.
It
totally
probably
has
would,
to. It
yeah.
totally has
You
to
think
retain
so?
the heat.
Black
It's
absorption.
capturing 99.6% light. It's definitely retaining a fuckload of heat. It's got. I can only imagine how hot that has to be. Because I'm pretty sure I've actually seen that. Like how you have to be careful with the Vanta Black, like because people were trying to, there was like a picture of a pool that was colored or that was painted with Vanta Black, and like yeah, you have to be careful of that because you'll boil
Oh well, yeah.
because it just retains heat. So like,
That'd be interesting though. That'd be
I
really
think it
interesting.
retains the heat.
Because you can
Well,
buy
hey,
it.
paint a house like that, and you have free installation.
There you go.
Bam.
or a free house fire.
Yeah, whatever the case may be.
You know, it'd be super crazy using the Vanta Black
For clothing.
for a tattoo.
That'd be weird.
Oh man.
If you could match that pigment, you'd have to go through those lines like fucking 60 times.
That would be nuts.
That would be. Could you imagine like a void tattoo
That's what I'm saying.
or like a blackout?
Yeah, dude.
Black out one of your limbs, dude.
That would be insane.
Oh,
That would be so weird.
Like, dude, where'd his fucking leg go? Oh, he's got it.
Oh my
It's
god.
right
Well,
there.
and that's what's crazy is like it immediately catches your eye. It is so dark.
Oh, it's-
you can't avoid it unless
it's-
you're in the dark.
It's like I don't know how to
Dude,
describe. It's
It
vibrantly
doesn't.
dark.
It doesn't look natural. It
No.
almost has like a hue around it. It is
Yeah.
so fucking dark.
Why don't they use that for like nighttime camouflage?
Well, here's the thing though. I can tell you why. Because Vanta Black, when it came out in 2016, the guy, the creator, actually put a patent on it
Oh fuck.
and didn't allow anyone to use
Now there is
that color.
Now there is different types. of
3.3.
Vanta Black. Yeah, there's different types now that people have created
Yeah.
that are very close or better. Actually,
Well, and
I
that's the
think.
thing is, it's super funny because there was a lot of it's Alhan Koopa, I think, or Anish Cooper, Kapoor was the guy who created
the Vanta Black.
Vanta Black,
Okay.
right? And then there was a pink as well that he created,
Oh,
which is like the most vibrant
it's
pink.
the pinkest pink.
Yeah. So in doing that, when he got the patents on those, he released the pink, but at very, very specific intervals to where it was like art museums and stuff like that were the only places that he would release that to. Didn't allow any artists or production of those two colors. Okay. And this was years of research put into before he created these things. But he completely isolated those two brand new variations of these two colors, right? Completely isolated them to where he had total control. No one out of the hundreds of millions of fucking people on this planet, no one
Billions.
could legally use those colors. Okay.
Nice.
That's weird.
So another company, I really want to find the dude's name because he is a fucking champ, creates 3.0. Okay.
Yeah,
Creates 3.0, releases it publicly, which is darker than
yeah, it's public.
Vanta Black. Releases that publicly. Okay. So it's like 0.08% more dark than that. I'm probably botching the number, but it's darker than Venta.
Vanta Black. Yeah.
Releases it publicly so everybody can access it, everybody can use it, except for
Him.
Anish.
Amazing.
So cutting.
Fuck that guy. Amazing. That's awesome.
And then I think they're working on the pink too to isolate that as well.
Oh man.
Nice.
What a G.
Yeah.
What do you think the implications are of having that low? Like for anyone to use that? Do you foresee a camouflage for that?
Well, I can
Because
buy it. I
would
can buy a
almost
10
think-
milliliter tube on Amazon for $21 right now.
I would almost think that if you did that as camouflage, you would almost stick out because of how.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the night sky could not be dark enough
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
to
That's
capture.
true.
So you literally are creating that outline, different variants of black.
Yeah.
A subject in the outline like that. I would almost think that you would be outlined more
You'd have to, I think, to.
because any amount of light that would be from the sun or from the moon or
Yeah.
anything is immediately going where you're at, and it's going to outline. If you can absorb 99.6 of it on camouflage,
you'll stand
then
out
anything
in a
around
moonlit,
you it cannot.
Then
and so you're just an outline of yourself.
Why don't they use it for industrial solar panels?
That makes sense.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
that's what I would think is use it for stuff like that, where harnessing the sun's power as much as you can.
Shit. Actually, that's a good idea.
Hell yeah.
Patenting the idea.
Patent it right now. It's on camera.
I thought it was super interesting because there are a lot of implications that you can put that towards. I could only imagine there being some, because all you would need for a camouflage is contrast. So you would need some sort of base layer. That's why you never see one color.
Oh yeah,
camouflages. Yeah, unless it's like dresses. Yeah, but like, I don't know. It's a really interesting, just in the simple fact that like I'd never seen, because I watched a bunch of different displays and like
people
demonstrations.
That have painted balls, like
the skulls.
Skulls, the Vanta Black and
crazy.
Shit. Whoa, it's nuts, dude. It have you seen it before?
I have.
Yeah, it's dude. Look it up. Just look up Vanta Black on YouTube and watch some of these videos. Like you can't describe what it is. It's just weird.
It doesn't. It is so dark. It doesn't look natural.
Yeah. You're like, this is from a different world. Yeah. This isn't real.
I wonder if there's anything in space that looks like that.
Just space.
Dark holes? They're black holes? Dark holes.
Black holes.
Dark holes was the porn I watched last night.
but I mean, even dark holes have an event horizon.
Dark holes?
Yeah.
So dark holes.
You said it too.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Fuck. All right, black holes have that. So dark holes.
Dark souls.
Dark souls. There you go. I wonder how long it's going to take for TVs to have that level of.
That's what I'm wondering.
Blacks.
Like, when can you digitalize that color?
I don't think you'd be able to.
That'd be interesting.
So as far as we know now.
As far as we know, yeah, with the technology that we have, because I mean, a lot of it is light. You're using light and pixels that are having light push through them.
But if you have enough pixels, one could probably be reverted to being completely Vanta Black when it's off.
If you were to compile them hard enough, maybe,
that'd be interesting.
Can you imagine using that in like a game or something like that?
That'd be dope.
It'd be weird.
I think I'd be really uncomfortable if I saw that in a game.
Really the next Spider-Man.
I don't think I want to.
When I think of blacks,
I don't think I want to go there.
Like dungeon and like
the next
creepy tower, and like I don't want to be in a room that's like lit by the moon and then suddenly just like nothing. I'm void.
Here, look,
the next Spider-Man game can have a Vanta Black Venom.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of dope.
Here's the two paths you can take. Either you can go down this dark dungeon, or you can go down this Vanta Black dungeon. Listen, I know that's probably got some sort of demon in it that I have to fight. I don't know what the fuck that has
the
in
unknown
it.
is
I'm
the
not
scariest.
going there. That's not happening.
I think I'll look up what's down that hallway.
I'll just
I'm gonna go back to the entrance.
Yeah.
Oh god! Or you just go to walk
Sorry,
towards
my
that
wife.
path.
Like, I'm not coming to save you.
You just go to walk towards that path, and your character just looks at you like, "Dude, fucking really?
Really,
I'm not
dude?
going
God
there.
damn
Fuck you.
I hate you.
Hate you." No, that's Vanta Black. That is an interesting.
It's crazy.
Indeed.
I love like the simple fact that one. I mean, color is such a beautiful additive to everything that we do on
well, it's funny that you chose that after me choosing the color grading too. Like you can see now, like,
dude, it's incredible. And I mean, I think color is something that we tend to take advantage of, or not advantage, but like we tend to skim over it. Yeah. Because we're just bombarded all the time. Obviously depending on if you can see specific colors and stuff like that, but like it's something that is just, it's so saturated. Everything has a color. Everything is that. So when you find something like the Vanta Black, to where it is so void
of
anything, it is crazy. It's crazy to me because that kind of recalibrates my perspective of like, oh wow, like I love being able to look at those green fucking trees. Like that's nuts.
So that's kind of funny that you say that, because that kind of actually plays into my topic a little bit. Yeah. That I wanted to get into for the week. Not to cut you on. I don't know.
No.
More to go
no, that's totally that was it.
The
drama was cool, but I like that. I like the poetic justice of the end of that.
Oh yeah, of the
everybody
guy,
but him can use it.
So that is the most petty shit.
I love it. It's the art scene, dude. It's the art scene.
Yeah.
Like
from what I've learned in the past year, the entire art community is the most petty fucking group.
I think they need to bring us in for an art podcast, because we have just talked to, like, we always end up on art too. I've noticed that, and I don't know why, because neither of the three of us are in any way artistic. We're creative. That's it.
Yeah.
That's about it. So it's just so funny that we get onto that topic. 'Cause it's like we could never do with these. Well, yeah, we
No.
could. We just put paint on our butts and then make money off of it. But that's a different story.
Yeah.
But no. So to play into like the taking stuff for granted and everything like that. So the last 2 weeks, I don't know why. Like I've really gotten into a routine for myself, and it's been really healthy. It just happened naturally, like where I just fell into like a way better sleeping routine now. Like I'm going to bed at a decent time, and I'm waking up at 6 o'clock every morning. I think it's because I've had so much work to do on this stuff and on my personal stuff. Like you always hear that if you love what you do, like you don't need an alarm clock. I beat my alarm clock awake every morning by at least an hour.
Yeah.
Every single morning now, which is awesome. And it's just because I have all this work that I want to get done and everything. But the biggest thing that I started to implement this week is
God, these are nice.
cheers. I brought in
I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Here we go. Do this off camera, folks. We're talking.
Lasers.
Laser beams.
Sorry.
Sorry. So the newest thing that I brought in was I reintegrated like the meditation into my routine, like a daily routine now, and I do it every single morning now. And I've more focused on the mindfulness meditation rather than any of the, there's many different kinds, but the mindfulness one is the one that I've really kind of honed in on. And mindfulness meditation is basically, it's just being aware. It's being in the moment. It's you're not looking towards the future. You're not thinking about the past. And you're not, it helps you to, I mean, I don't have anxiety or anything, but it is supposed to help people with anxiety. It's supposed to help bring you into the moment and, more calm and everything like that. I more use it so that I can, in the way that you do, where I can capture everything as it's happening and make stuff last longer. You know what I mean? For the end of days, so I can look back on it.
For the end of days.
But this is super weird. This is why I want to bring this up, because something happened to me this week that was, I can't not think about it, and it's super fucking weird to me.
Who touched you?
Everybody.
Show me on the doll.
Yeah.
And no one.
So, I've been
Call the exorcist.
I've been practicing this, and a lot of people a lot of people that do this stuff, it's like you're always trying. People don't meditate because they can't quiet their mind, right? And that's like the hardest thing, is to quiet the mind. And everybody's mind's gonna go off into a tangent at times. It's just bringing yourself back.
Yeah.
That's the biggest part. Is like for mindfulness meditation, when you feel yourself starting to think in the future or in the past, you just focus back on your breath, and that's like the easiest way to come back to the moment. And so I've watched a couple, I watched a movie about Ram Dass and everything like that. It was just, I don't know, he's okay, but it seemed more like an ego stroke of a movie.
Yeah.
That's totally besides the point. But he did have some good things in there, and some of the other videos and stuff that I've watched have really been good. But I always, when I'm doing this meditation, I'm like, you always think, are you faking it? It's a weird thing. You have to get past this ego of am I just faking this for some odd reason, to showboat or something?
Am I sitting?
You're not am I really breaking a barrier, or am I thinking that I'm breaking a barrier? And that's when you get in your own head, and it gets really, you go down a dark rabbit hole on that one. It gets weird. But one thing happened this week that was weird as fuck to me, and it wasn't while I was meditating. So I went to work. I think it was on Wednesday that I went in. No, it was a Friday, because I was the only one there. So I went in early. Sorry, Saturday, because it was when I opened. I was the only one there, and the biggest thing for, you're supposed to be actively trying to stay in the moment. So you're focusing on on your drive to work or something, take a different route, or just focus on different trees. Oh, look at how that tree's moving this week and everything. But I was sitting there at work, and one of the biggest things that I thought about was during that movie that I watched, is he talks about how, when you have an emotion or something like that plays on an event, whether it be past, present, or future, you're supposed to focus more on the emotion itself. And there's a book that I'm reading too called Mindfulness, which is fucking great. I love that book. But it tells you to focus on the emotion rather than the event that occurred. So say I were to, I don't know, I get stuck in traffic, right? So I get angry because I'm in traffic. So now focus on focus on the anger and what kind of reaction it causes you to have, or why you have this, reaction.
Yeah.
Let it be there, have that reaction, have that anger, but don't focus on the event, focus on that emotion. And it's really weird because I thought about it and just standing at work and I was, going through that and everything. And I go, wow, I never realized how everything that we do in life, anything that you do in life is a reaction to an emotion. Everything. When you if you're feeding your child, it's an emotional reaction, like just being a good dad. I'm feeding my children because they need to eat, and it makes me feel better that my children are being provided. Feeding my cats, the same exact thing, right? So then is immediately after I had that reaction in my head of, wow, we all play on emotion to do things, right? I did this and went, I wonder what happens when you shut emotion down and just go blank. Whoa. I don't know what happened. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what it was. But I had the most pure fucking moment of bliss I've ever felt in my life. I don't know why, but I was standing at work and I said, for the next 2 minutes, I'm going to go about whatever I'm doing with an emotionless state. I'm not going to think about the emotion, right? I don't know. I don't even know. It sounds weird to explain it, and I don't know how to put it into words, but what I felt was something that it was like a drug high.
Dude, it
was weird.
It
like,
is.
Everything had been. I felt no tension.
It's absence.
I felt nothing.
Yeah.
I just went with the moment.
You entered the void.
It was fucking weird.
That
so
makes
that
me
next time,
so happy, dude.
I don't know how to explain this, and I don't know if anybody will ever be able to feel this, but I want you all to do a practice this week. During a moment of a lull in your day, when you're not around others, no other external stimuli or anything like that, okay? You're just going about your day. Say you're making coffee in the morning, okay? I want you to sit there while you're making coffee, think about what you're thinking, like what you're feeling and everything like that. Think about, okay, what do you have to do today? What do you have to do? What happened yesterday that you have to get done or anything like that? Think about that, and then right as you're thinking about that, just slip in the thought of, what would happen if I didn't? And then just don't think. Just go, coffee. And just pour your coffee. And even if it's just for the split fucking second, you are going to feel this feeling. And I know that you will because I've done it now every day since this week has occurred, or since this happened on Friday. I have done this every fucking day now.
Yeah.
For just to try and get that glimpse to last a little longer. Because when it first happened, I thought about it, and it was like, it lasted maybe a minute, and I went, what the fuck? Like, it was weird. The whole rest of the day, I was a wonderful human being. You couldn't fucking bring me down from the high that I was feeling. I don't know why I had the feeling. I don't know what it was. It was just existence. Yeah. That's what I can contribute it to. Is it was not reacting to anything. It was just an existence of, I am a being that is here moving with everything else that's moving.
That's fucking me up.
Just thinking about it gives me the fucking chills. I don't understand.
Okay.
I might need to borrow that book.
Oh, it's a good one.
So that moment, because I know what you're talking about. It might not be the same in regards to like the initial, like that epiphany, that moment of like startled. What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
But that void state did the same shit to where you're kind of like you're separating yourself from anything, all external stimulus, anything that can be picked up by your senses that can trigger specific reactions in your emotions. You're allowing that blocker to be put up. And I noticed, at least through my own personal perspective on it, and like doing it for a bit now, like you're literally just reverting yourself to a more primitive state.
It's
like
weird.
it's more instinctual.
You're shutting off the cognitive end of your brain, basically.
To where instead of processing things like a smell,
but you're going even past that because even in a primal state, like they require senses and sight to
Absolutely.
react to for fight or flight. Like I did nothing. I just experienced
autopilot.
what was happening. But I did smell. Like I actively went into my brain of like, what am I smelling, or what am I, what am I feeling right now? Like not feeling, but like physically, what do I feel like touching like a surface, like wood and stuff like that? Like I could sort of feel that, but any sort of emotion behind it was just void. There was nothing. I didn't think of the future. I didn't think of the past. It was in that moment. I just sat there and I was just there, and it's weird. It's a weird thing. It relieves. It's like an instant relief of you don't realize how tense and stressed you are until you experience that moment, and you go, "Whoa, how do I get back to that?"
Yeah,
because that's fun.
See, I've meditated before for sleep purposes, but I've never tried doing that.
Which is a good thing to start with.
Yeah.
Meditation for sleep is great to start with.
I did that all throughout high school because I had really bad insomnia.
Yeah.
So like I would go days without sleeping, and then I finally picked up meditation just to have a regular sleep schedule again.
Yeah.
But never tried doing that, so I might have to.
Definitely look into mindfulness. I mean, do whatever meditation you gotta do. There's so many forms of meditation. You don't have to sit cross-legged in a fucking room and go home. That's not. That's some people's. That's mantra.
Float off the ground.
Yeah.
You know?
That's mantra meditation that happens. People like Russell Brand, they use transcendental meditation. I would love to try that sometime too. That takes a long time, but like just mindfulness, I think is one that everybody should learn because it really just brings you into the present and it shows you like how you are affected by external stimulus. Especially right now, I think it's something that everybody needs. During this whole pandemic shit, everybody's not comfortable with being alone. Everybody's not comfortable with having to entertain themselves. Yeah. Try that shit. Yeah. Watch real quick how your lookout on life changes.
Yeah. Because it literally, I think it just narrows that perspective. It funnels you. Instead of picking up in the white noise of everything else that's going around you and because you're right on the money, dude. I think there is an overlaid tension to everything because we're constantly bombarded with like just stimulus.
We're reactive, not. Yeah, that we're
not
just we're reactive in our thought process. Even when people are talking to us, we're immediately react. And we've talked about it when I did the meditation on the episode, like in the 20s or something like that. How people are reactive, how I felt that I was reactive rather than actively listening. I was a reactive listener where when you say something, I'm not listening to you. I'm immediately thinking, how am I going to respond? I pull on one word or one phrase that you say and I say, okay, well, how everything else is cut off. How do I respond to that part? You know what I mean? Rather than actively listening, which mindfulness gets into that too, where it's like, being in the moment of actively listening to someone and asking questions of like insightful questions to get more info rather than reactive on it.
Yeah.
So.
See, I want to try that, but I want to try it in a deprivation tank.
Oh Jesus. Well, and I think that's why. But I also think that's why people like those deprivation tanks. Yeah. I think that causes that because you can't have a reactive an emotion.
Yeah.
I mean, unless the only thing that you would have to change. So I think that deprivation tanks help with that. You would just have to be able to sit there and not think about the future or past.
Yeah.
That's it.
If you
could do both of those, it helps that it takes away your senses because that's a big part is trying to not sense, or at least not actively think about the senses or, anything like that. So that helps take that away. But yeah, just not being able to think about the future or the past and just sitting in that moment, focus on your breathing. That's the biggest thing to do is focus on your breathing in that moment. In a deprivation tank, get fucked. I'm not coming out.
Dude, I think
put the lock on this motherfucker. I'm in.
I think that's the biggest thing because I mean, all it took really, especially with the deprivation tank stuff, like what immediately drew me into that, like, because I'm going to do it. I think
we're doing the deprivation tank as soon as they open again. Like that's a skit. Yeah. We're doing a deprivation tank. We're gonna go do that. That'll be an extra credit thing.
But like, when I heard that you can hear your blood pump.
Oh. You can hear your blood flowing.
That freaks me out a bit.
See, but that's something you will never notice because of the external something. You can live your entire life, okay, powered by that fucking device, okay, and never know what it sounds like.
Yeah.
You will never know
what your heart sounds like.
What your heart sounds like. Because if you put your heart or your head on someone's chest,
like you can
hear it.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
And you can feel yours. You can sort of hear yours, I guess. I mean, if you took a stethoscope, put it on yourself, put it up to your heart.
I mean, even if you press on an artery hard enough, you can
feel it.
You can hear.
But you're not going to actively hear your fucking blood flow,
dude. Man, that is.
I'm so excited for that.
Oh my god! As soon as that shit opens back up, we're going. We
Dude.
got a couple of things that we got to do.
Yeah.
that-
I did get a
COVID
response back from those axe throwing people. up in
Oh, yeah?
Madison, so yeah, we'll
Hey.
throw some axes
Fuck
and
yes.
get drunk.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm 100% in on that as well.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm done with my topic. I'm sorry. I know that one took I knew that one, going into that topic for the week, I knew it was going to take a shitload of time up, and I'm sorry about that.
No,
but
it's
like,
cool, though.
it was such a weird experience to me.
I could imagine, man.
It's like chasing the dragon almost
Dude.
at this point. You know what I mean?
I'm so
like, I want to get that point again. I want to get there like daily now, where I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. I experienced that moment now, and now I can expand it.
I'm just really glad that you're able to process that stuff, because I mean, so many people just skim over shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
no
it's the,
there's no substance to them. There's no importance to that breakdown or that control over one's mind
That
Yeah.
awareness.
well,
yeah.
and a lot of it is, I mean,
of your existence.
I'm
you
gonna
know, your
pl-
reality.
I'll lead into your topic here. Is that a lot of it is the so many people are taken over by the news nowadays too.
Yeah.
It's like the COVID-19, the murder hornets, fucking China, fucking Iraq, North Korea, everybody like that. They want you to be reactive because that's when you play on a reactive state. You
That's all you're
you don't react
focused on.
rationally most of the time.
Yeah.
It's the people that sit and think about what they're thinking or what they're feeling that react appropriately usually. So
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing that I've seen about the killer hornets so far, or the killer bees, is it was like the only way to deal with these killer bees or whatever, and it was the Power Ranger thing. Like they just pull it. What are you gonna do with that sword, that flimsy little thing? And then it just like attack him. But it's
love
like
it.
old, like early '90s fucking Power Rangers.
That is the best shit.
that's amazing.
Remember Saturday mornings? Wake
Oh
up,
hell yeah!
they spend 20 minutes just introducing themselves.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Explosions in the background in the middle of the quarry.
Pterodactyl,
Mastodon.
meanwhile, the enemy's just sitting there like,
Just like, come on, what the fuck?
Yeah, that the whole team has to go through their their choreography, and then explosions in the back, do the stance, and
that's
then
And I love that no matter where they start, they're always randomly in a quarry.
always.
yeah, always in a quarry. It's like they filmed every
Like a
fucking scene
field,
in
yeah.
one quarry. They go, okay, this is the whole season.
Yeah.
Boss battles. We got this
different
quarry for
angles in
this
this
quarry for a
quarry.
day. Let's just
Rita
film it all.
Repulsa's like, how the fuck we get here?
Yeah. Downtown Chicago, and now they're suddenly in
Suddenly
a quarry
quarry.
out in Idaho.
Love it.
Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah,
All right,
so let's lead into yours
yeah,
here.
so kind of an interesting thing that I was noticing recently is that a lot of people are kind of curious as to where things started off with this whole COVID-19 thing.
That has been
and-
a big heated debate.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say that I believe this, but I think that it's interesting to bring up that yes, the disease has been confirmed to
Started
start
in China.
Wuhan at
Yeah.
that one laboratory.
That's confirmed now that it did start in a lab.
Supposedly, at least
Okay.
that basically there was a breakdown. at
I
the
wasn't
lab.
sure. I haven't been paying
That was like the
attention.
main central location as to where they believe it started.
Okay.
Wuhan.
However, that same exact lab is one that was funded by the United States
United
government.
States. I did know that.
So I'm like that's a weird set of circumstances.
Yeah.
And people were thinking, was this built to be some sort of a biological weapon?
Right.
And I wanted to get you guys' input. What do you guys think that would be? What
The
would that
conspiracy
look like?
theorist in
Yeah.
me wants to say yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
They've tried all these kinds of, I mean, look at
Yeah.
what they've done in the past. Look at what
Well,
all
I mean,
these government
look
powers
at
have
what
done in the past.
look at what we've done with fucking like wheat infestations or with
Yeah.
cholera or
Yeah.
like all the shit that happened back in World War II. I mean, that
Yeah.
biological warfare is not, or anthrax for that matter.
Right.
Yeah.
It was not.
Anthrax, Agent Orange.
Exactly.
Fucking,
White phosphorus.
I mean,
well, white phosphorus is just a fucked up tool. To
yeah, that's
begin
not
with.
even biological.
yeah,
that's
no.
just
that's chemical.
That's napalm on crack.
yeah. But it's just like
Nasty shit.
I
Ugh.
kind of believe that it was built for something, but it got broken down or released, and now it's a worldwide thing.
So here's
Yeah.
my devil's advocate on it
Yeah.
though. You are a microbiologist, right?
Mhm.
You're in a lab.
Mm-hmm.
The conspiracy theorist wants to say, "Yep, they created this. This was meant to be created to be some sort of biological warfare." The scientific enemy says, "Hey, they just want to learn mutations before they occur. They want to learn how these things can mutate."
Yeah.
Right. This is why we still have why we still have like the Black Plague basically in vials around the world, because it's something that we need to continue to actively learn on,
Yeah.
and it's something that we can pull data from, right? It's like trying to learn the human DNA.
Right.
It's like you have to use prior things to learn what the
Yeah.
future may hold for it, right? So we know that COVID is part of a coronavirus strain. It's part of a SARS strain, right?
Yeah.
all that would have had to happen is us to have the SARS strain in this lab, right? We've tried to make it reactive with something else. I don't know. I'm not a microbiologist.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Even, it's one of the few. Out of all of the sciences in the world, I probably know the least about bacterial science and viral sciences and stuff like that, right? But my thought process is they are trying to actively work with these things
and
to
learn
see
about
how they can mutate. Because who knows? You could take a SARS. Let's say they take SARS and then they fucking add. They try and mutate it in a lab, and now you found a cure for AIDS or something like that. Right. They're trying to find cures. They're trying to find how these things can mutate, how they can be proactive, and they're you're always trying to find. They're always trying to find the vaccines that they release every year are basically from them predicting where mutations could occur, right? So maybe they were just that was something that they were trying to do was create this. How does this react?
Kind of understanding the power of mutation at that point.
And then now COVID-19 somehow, somewhere, somebody gets it on them, and it I mean, look at the fucking what was that one movie where it just
Pandemic.
No, what was the one? It was it showed Patient Zero, I think is what it was called, or something like that, and it showed literally how this thing got from point A to point B to point C, right? Anything could have happened. It could have maybe, I don't know, somebody got on their fucking sleep. I don't know. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is basically the conspiracy theorist wants to say this was a diabolical plan that these higher powers had planned. And then the science part of me says it could have purely been an accident where it just got accidentally released.
A lot, like when I was researching this topic, a lot of what I found is that people were thinking that it might be something to do with population control.
I mean,
which of course that's immediately what goes.
I'm about it. I'm all for it.
Yeah,
dude.
For population control.
I am for population. Like Thanos had it right. Like if
to a certain degree.
Obviously. Yeah. Well, I mean, even I don't know, man.
I don't
even
think
on the
that
larger picture. It's a lottery.
Thanos, if you put it into that, you put it in. He didn't have evil.
You got a 50-50 shot. He didn't. Well, it was
choose
preservation.
who died.
No,
he did what he thought was right.
Yeah,
in the movie,
for the greater good.
Yeah, exactly. So he's thinking more widespread than anybody on Earth was. So I'll give him that. But when it comes to population control, though, it's like I think there needs to be a mindset where we have to consider. We're not going to have enough resources for everybody.
We won't.
Right. We're not going to.
15 years, dude. 15 years, we will be slim. Projection as we double in population.
But also that's with no future technological advances. I mean, you have to include. We don't know.
But what are the civil aspects of that though that go into that? Like, who do you like? Who decides who lives and who dies in that situation? But
that's why you bring in something like COVID-19. Yeah. You're leaving it. You're leaving it up to the people of who's gonna live and who dies. You don't. You're not
Mother Nature.
You're not selecting certain people to die.
Let the goddess choose.
Well, all right. So that kind of brings me to my next point: is like, why do I think that this is real? Like that it could possibly be an actual bioweapon. What are the two issues that are going on in both China and the United States right now? Like the two different issues that are going on in each different country. China has a huge population influx that they've been trying to maintain with child laws and such. The United States has an elderly issue where the young population can't economically sustain themselves
because of the baby boomers.
So why not release?
So you think they work together on it?
Yeah. 100%.
Like I said, a big part of me wants to believe that that's the truth.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
You can see that
I'm not
people
entirely
are
mad
of doing
about
that.
it.
Yeah.
I mean,
because look at who's the most vulnerable in these situations. It's the little kids.
I mean,
and it's the old
Italy.
adults.
I mean, that's the whole reason that Italy took it so fucking hard. Took it to the fucking chin.
They have so many older people, and the other thing is that in a lot of those countries, and I don't know how bad Spain was hit, but I would be surprised that they weren't close to the top. Is because a lot of these you have families that. It's generational living situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's such a weird stigma.
Kids come back, start a family.
Yep. The United States has such a weird thing when it comes to family, where we're expected to leave the house at 18 or 20 or whatever,
and most other countries don't.
Yeah, like in India, people are expected to stay with your family even after marriage. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's they usually move the parents into their home.
Yeah, or opposite, or you live in your parents' home or something. It's a given to be with your family, but now. It's getting to the point where everybody our age is getting their own places, or like kids that are like 18 go to college and some don't move back with their parents,
and it's almost frowned upon to not move out.
Yeah. Exactly, because then you're looked at like you're lazy or something.
Yeah, you're a slug.
Yeah, but I think that now it's getting to the point where the United States can't keep up with the younger population that's trying to progress into the
but we're also
economic state.
having to sustain the elderly population for Social Security.
But
and
now,
like that.
some of these elderly homes are shipping out caskets by the truckload.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
And so it's like you could tell that this was basically, this is meant to be the demise of the elderly population.
Well, it's thinning the herd. That's for
I
sure.
can see. I could see it.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not saying I 100% believe it, but it's like there's a lot
It's
of
plausible.
There's
listen,
a lot of
guys, if we would have been
aspects to it.
suicidal, it would have happened with the Epstein episode. We're
Yeah.
fine. We can talk about whatever the fuck we want now.
That's true. Yeah. As we have red laser beams
Yeah.
on our
Yeah.
foreheads. But,
What's that?
What's that?
Yeah, you
Just
see
darts.
that? You see that dark outline, like 3 houses over? Yeah, through drywall.
But I don't know.
Ow.
I just think it's something to consider. And I when it comes to conspiracy things, like I don't ever take them 100% for true.
Right.
But I hate people that just deny conspiracy theories right away as well, because you never know the full truth of something.
No.
Yep.
There's always more to a story.
I
than what
also
meets the
think
eyes.
too, though, just because this might be true does
Don't
not
believe it.
mean you should be irresponsible
Exactly.
with what you're doing. You still
Yeah.
have to be proactive. You still have to be sanitized. I mean, it's still a pandemic. It doesn't
Right.
matter who created the pandemic. It doesn't matter if fucking China created it. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
if the United States and China created it. It doesn't matter
It's
how
still
the
there.
fuck it happened.
Yeah.
It's here. So you creating a mass group because
Yeah.
you want to get your hair cut
Mm-hmm.
is not helping the situation.
Cut your own
The
hair.
one that what was the one that just happened? Was it Michigan or wherever
Michigan,
they
yeah.
did the big protest?
Yeah.
72
Actually,
of-
Madison was doing that.
maybe
Yeah.
no, it was Madison, I think.
Madison,
Michigan's the
72
one that
of-
had
5,000 people.
that had the spike. Madison only got like
I think it was Madison because I was
They had like
reading it on
5,000
Facebook.
people at that
yeah,
one.
and there
Yeah.
was 72 people confirmed already that have it from that rally.
Yeah.
So I get it. We all want to go back to normal.
It's
but if you want to go
frustrating
back to
living with
normal,
this.
then stop leaving your fucking house or doing this. I get it. You need to do essential things. You need
Yeah.
to get food. You need to get whatever. But
I need to take care of family members.
I
or
don't.
something.
You don't
That's
need
different.
to get your hair cut. You don't
Yeah.
need to get your nails done. Like, just 2 fucking weeks. Do a month of everybody. Just stay where the fuck you're at, and let's get past this little curve that we got to get
Yeah.
past instead of spiking it back up after everybody. Everybody's getting lenient now. It's like cool. Get ready for June because watch, we're gonna
Yeah.
see another fucking spike of this shit happen.
Oh,
and
yeah.
now it's gonna be stricter. Now we have to sit here again.
I do understand the load on business owners right now. because
100%.
it's like,
Absolutely.
it's
Small
like-
businesses are hurting.
Yeah, and they're really hurting in the fact that a lot of these bigger corporations are getting all the loans sucked up to them.
Oh, yeah.
That sucks. I get
Yeah.
that. And like there's going to be a lot of businesses that were there before this that are not going to come back. And
Yeah.
I get that.
And that's unfortunate.
That is
That's
very
really
super
unfortunate.
unfortunate.
And it's going to hurt the economy a lot. But at the same point, you can't risk your own health and
Yeah.
the health around
Yeah,
of
'cause
people
you
around
can
you.
always
and what are
recreate.
you doing
You
here?
can't-
So you're mad. Say you're mad. Like small businesses can't compete here anymore, and they're falling apart, and our economy's falling apart. Cool, I get that. Like you're mad about that. Be mad about that vocally and outside after this is done.
Yeah.
Don't do it now. You're just prolonging the problem.
There are
Why are you
means-
continuing it?
There are means and ways of going about fixing that after this is done.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, yes, it's going to hurt people right now fiscally, but you can't risk
Yeah.
that danger right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't-
So,
Because your voice isn't gonna matter if you're dead.
And then people are like, oh well, it's not even that deadly and everything. It's like, and I'm
Yes,
gonna be
it is.
honest
Even-
with you.
even-
When this first started, I was on that side.
yeah, I was
was
too.
on the side of ignorance, where I thought, guys, it's the flu. It's not killing anybody
Right.
really off.
yeah, I was basing
It's
my
fucking. It's the infectious rate is out goddamn outrageous. It's
Right.
outrageous. Wisconsin just passed 10,000 people. And we were supposed to be one of the lower ones,
Yeah.
and we just passed 10,000, like skyrocketed past 10,000. Two of our local cities have become what they suspect to be hot zones within the next couple
Yeah.
of weeks.
Yep.
It's like, just stop. Just
Yeah.
like, think.
It's cool your shit,
Yep.
dude.
Just think.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I'm on the side of
Nobody
like,
thinks though.
no.
we're all on the same team, but we got to play the same game here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we can't be risking everything.
Yeah.
But they will.
For a few days.
And
of
some people are
peace.
taking it overboard. I get that. Some people are taking
Yeah.
the isolation way overboard. Don't get me wrong. Like, understand having certain leniences, but
Yeah.
don't go in mass groups.
It's just
don't.
dumb.
Just don't.
You're dumb.
Just don't.
Just carry a bottle of hand sanitizer in your car, wear some masks, and just
Yeah.
Just don't breathe other people's coughs.
yeah.
How about that? How about you just do
Just
that?
don't make out
How
with
about you-
And I'll be honest,
Yeah.
like me, I don't necessarily wear a mask all the time.
Oh, by the way, I have extra masks if you guys want some.
Uh-huh,
we
cool.
actually made some of my
Oh,
parents'
nice.
I got
house.
socks.
Nice.
I don't necessarily, like, when I'm at work, I'm bad about it. I don't always wear a mask, but I'm also very proactive when I approach a customer.
Yeah.
I mean, the people that I work with, we are all isolated. We're with each other.
It's a cluster.
And you guys are
Yeah.
very cleanly people to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, after if anybody touches our pen,
If anything, excessive.
yeah. If anyone like touches any, like, so when we take the notepad out for people to sign or whatever,
Yeah.
when they touch the pen and they touch the clipboard, we sanitize that immediately as it's brought back into the place, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't touch anything except for our gloves, and it's sanitized. The gloves go right into the garbage.
Yeah.
And it's one garbage designated to that, right?
Yeah.
We're very sanitary with that, and I maintain a distance with people. I hand them their food. That's it. I step away as soon as I hand them whatever they need. I step away.
Yeah.
Right, and then I come back and grab it. So there's minimal contact. So for me, it's like should I wear a mask? Probably, but the CDC also recommends now that you should only be wearing them if you're in situations where there are people that are you're in a highly what was the word?
Contagious.
Contagious. Like if you're with people that may be or that are contagious, definitely, or with elderly people, that's when they're recommending it. It's like on a day-to-day basis, they're like, yeah, don't quit buying all these fucking masks because we need them. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's tough. It's a weird world that we live in, and we've talked about COVID a lot. I get that, but it's the world that we're living in. It's life right now. I mean, it's gonna change the world forever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big moment.
It has. We at no point will ever go back to that era of, I mean, I'll use this as an example.
Lackluster sanitation.
Lackluster, dude. Like every single, like I can only imagine what they're going to be doing with restaurants, what they're going to be doing with open house businesses. Concerts, dude. Like there's a DJ that's already setting up tours for the end of this year going into 2021 that will be drive-in tours.
Ones, yep.
Yeah.
And
where you just roll up.
Another cool thing before we
Like an old fucking theater.
Right.
Like tune in.
Before we mosh pits, just fucking cars
Slamming.
breaking into each other.
Designated mosh area.
But before we close all this out here too, another cool thing that has been happening. Tory Lanez, who's a rap and R&B artist, he has now teamed up with YouTube. And they have, I didn't watch it. I was at work, so I didn't get a chance to check it out. And I don't know how it went. I'm sure it's recorded on there. But they set up a new thing where they are creating a concert live on YouTube that people can go to the channel and interact. They can change the lighting. Like the people can change the lighting. Like, so if they want strobe lights or whatever, right? They can vote on that and change that, and it just changes automatically.
That's dope.
And it's literally him as if he's on a stage at a concert.
Yeah.
And people are watching through a live stream and are able to interact.
That's awesome.
So, like, stuff like that is gonna be the future. That's what it's. If anything, it's progressed us to in a technological standpoint.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think that this is going to be the pivotal point for VR systems.
100%.
Imagine signing into like a
100%.
virtual reality concert.
And you're in a concert. Fuck it. Whoever. If somebody's
Well,
not working
they're
on
doing that with Fortnite,
yeah,
dude.
Fortnite's got it. But if somebody's not actively working right now on creating a VR environment, like an immersive VR environment.
Shout out to
concerts,
my friends at Halos, by the way. Halos is a virtual reality company.
They're the AR company, augmented reality company, right?
They're VR.
Oh, they're VR?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're VR up in Madison. They're a fantastic group. So.
Oh, I was thinking of the other ones. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're thinking of Reality Blue.
Reality Blue, yeah. They're the AR, yeah.
But Hollowed.
Halos,
Halos?
they are this virtual reality workspace. So like imagine that you like log into this
Shut the
thing.
fuck up.
Yeah, so you can have like your virtual reality office and you can shoot different things around the room and like do all this crazy shit. Check them out. It's like holos.io. They're fantastic.
That's awesome.
I got to check that out.
Seriously cool.
But if somebody's not actively working on something where you can, even in the work atmosphere, you can go to a virtual, you can do Zoom.
Virtual meeting.
You can do Zoom and shit like that. But like a virtual meeting or a virtual concert, that's the future. Like,
well, because I
people
mean,
need
like,
to do that.
when I think of stuff like that, when I think of virtually being able to interact with that, one, you need full immersion, so you need a 360 thing. So
You need
I'm
to be able
thinking
to
like
walk.
walking, but like even for like the base standard for that, let's say like for a show, okay, they have a small little designated area with a fucking like Google cam where it takes the 360 pans. Just set that in the center to where now you're engulfed in that show. Best fucking seat in the house. Music's fucking going to where even while that concert's happening, it's live feed, you can be there if you're not. Now, would that cut on ticket sales? potentially, because you don't have to go.
How?
But
all you have to do is do virtual ticket sales.
Absolutely.
You create an access point in a website
for different positions to where you want to watch.
I'm going to
from.
cut this out because I think we can go really deep into this one, and I want to do this on a live episode. So I think we can definitely play on this a lot. Okay. But yeah, so make sure to check out the live episode because it'll be recorded as well. Mondays we do our live episode.
What number is the live episode? So they can.
This will be
33. Check out episode
32 or 33. Yeah. You'll know. I think it might be even 32. It'll be the newest upload.
Just watch all of them.
Just fucking watch them all. But yeah, I'm gonna get into the shameless plugs here, guys. It's been a great fucking episode. This was a really good one. I enjoyed our topics of conversation today. We got our little skill shares out of the way too, which is awesome. I'm excited to learn some of those this week. Shameless plug time. You guys ready for it? AstroDesignCompany.com. Let's go with it.
All right, so go ahead and visit AstroDesignCompany.com. You can go visit me and ask about building you a website for your new company or whatever the hell that you're working on. If you mention that you are visiting us from What We Learned This Week, then I will get you guys a discount on your next purchase.
Boom, discounts. What's up? Check us out on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe on our YouTube. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Just run a train on our subscribe button, guys. Just run a train on it. # road to 1K here, folks.
Press pass.
Make sure to check. Press pass. I love that, dude. We have so much ideas now that we're going to run with. And then if you want to support the show, go check out our Patreon, patreon.com /WWLTW podcast. Go there, check it out. We've got 4 or 5 different tiers you can join at. You get different stuff per tier. Every tier you get invited to our super secret Facebook group where we post exclusive content. That includes the What We Watched this week that we post up weekly. And then you get access to the episodes early and everything like that, too. The higher tiers, you get merchandise. You get to pick topics for the show, shit like that. Mm-hmm. And we're also talking right now with kind of getting you guys some more stuff. Just a thank you to you guys to help you interact with us a little bit more on the show as well. So go check us out at patreon.com /WWLTW podcast. Go to our Teespring website where we got merch. We got mugs with our mugs on it. We're going to have T-shirts. We got all kinds of stuff. We got stickers. You get stickers are cheap. Go get a sticker. Slap that shit on your kayak.
Shit.
Just slap it on your...
Put it on your car bumper.
Put it on
Slap
your
it
car.
on your kids. Slap it on your wife.
Put it on your boss's desk.
Put it on your boss's desk, even though it's probably virtual right now because you can't go to the office.
Can we make personalized face masks?
Oh, you're damn straight we can.
With our silhouettes on it.
I just got an email from Teespring about those. So yes, we can.
We could do like...
Yep.
Talk about
like
that.
our faces?
Yep. So... Yeah, so we got check out our Teespring. Also check out Skillshare, Skillshare.com.
Yeah.
That will be in the link in the description below as well.
Not sponsored, but an amazing tool if you want to learn shit.
#, not sponsored yet. But yeah, check them out as well. Check out Johnny Wishbone on your YouTubes for all your heavy machinery, your fire building, your tree removal, your excavating needs. He's got some awesome shows up there. I think he's got 4 or 5 episodes now.
Fucking
4 right now.
Mr. Thirst Homeless.
DJ Thirsty Thirst.
DJ Thirsty Thirst. He's got some really cool shit on there. I think he said he's got like 40 videos on there right now. 40 videos.
Yeah, I watched
that. Right.
And he will be releasing some new stuff in the next couple months, which is we did a collaborative thing with him, which I'm super excited for.
It's gonna be a blast.
Yeah. So yeah, go check him out as well. And otherwise, folks, I think that's all we have for you this week. You got anything else to add?
No.
You got anything else to add?
Like this dick.
Yeah. That was weird. Way to end it. Otherwise, guys.
Just ruined the entire vibe.
Ruined it.
Drake and
Anyways,
fired. Get out of here.
Guys, we will see you next week. Thank you very much for joining us.
Bye.
We will see you.